Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, well, as long as we look good, right? Hi,
Yeah.
everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Yasa. I'm a violinist, and I moved to the United States almost 10 years ago from Russia. So in this pandemic, I had nothing better to do than starting this channel and communicating with the world and bringing awareness of different countries. And I find it very beneficial, especially at this time. I feel we really, really need to know each other just a little bit more, to be more tolerant, to be more sensitive, understanding and accepting to each other. I truly feel that it's my mission at the moment, and I'm welcoming my friends to this channel to introduce them and to introduce different countries. So today I have a special pleasure to talk to Mario. Hi, Mario.
Hi, Yasa. How are you? Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, I'm so happy you're able to join me and our friends on this channel. Mario is from Honduras. Mario is an amazing violist, a very sweet, warm person. And I hope we can find out some interesting scoop and some interesting information about his home country, Honduras. And Marito, tell me more about healthcare. How is the healthcare system in Honduras? Is it free? Is it easy to see a doctor? Is it going to be a quick appointment made, or you have to wait for months and months to see a specialist?
It's probably a little bit of both, depending of where you are in society in terms of money. We have free healthcare. But it's not, unfortunately. That's one of the things that I cannot say is good. It's very slow. The doctors are good, but the country is not very good at managing and preparing ahead of time. For example, this pandemic. Many countries prepared before it. Many countries did stuff right away when the pandemic was hitting worldwide. Mm-hmm. In Honduras, it's really politics involved. That's the nastiest thing that we all have to deal with everywhere. But it really gets worse when you go to these extremes. If you're in America or in Europe, and the countries that are strong and stable, you suffer from those things, but you're not in the extreme. So things work and few things are not working. People complain about those things, right? But when you go to the extreme, when countries are poor, it really takes a big toll in the citizens, and so the hospitals are completely full. There's not enough medications. It really takes a long time for you to get an appointment for surgery. Surgeries can be expensive, so an option that people have is just go to private hospitals. And so if you can have insurance and use that to get your surgery, to get your appointments. Things, it can be really cheap. If you go for an appointment with your doctor, you don't pay as much as you pay here in America, really. If it's in the free healthcare system, it's free, right? But if it's the private, it's not too expensive either. So a lot of people I know go to Honduras to do things like teeth work, or to do some minor operations that here will be too expensive. So it's a trade-off. You gotta plan ahead what you're gonna do. But generally speaking, the free healthcare system in Honduras is it's not non-functional, but it's not very good. So we hope that in the future that change.
Talking about pandemic, is it been very difficult for Honduras?
Very, very much, because particularly because the economy of the country is not very good. Then this hits, and then the economy gets worse, and then you get hit by a Category 4 hurricane, and then it's like it destroys almost all the country. And then 2 weeks later, another hurricane comes, Category 5. It hit mainly from Nicaragua, but it kind of got the corner of Nicaragua of Category 5 and 4, respectively. But then the whole body of water was really sitting on Honduras, and really, it was really bad. And so that has made this pandemic situation that is secondary. People were like with the water to the roof. And so they were literally on the roof, and people were in little boats trying to rescue people. And some of those people are really poor. They didn't have masks, or maybe they had masks, but they forgot because the river just came and took everything. And so now there's a bunch of cases of the virus. And, my family was hit with the virus after the second hurricane because they were helping people also. And so they kind of have an idea how it happened. Somebody went to a little neighborhood that somebody lost everything. They needed help moving. Maybe one of the relatives got the virus there, and then they brought it home. And they almost died. The virus is really serious. For some people, it's just a mild cold. I have a cousin that got it just like a cold. Nothing happened. 1 day fever, and then he was 10 days not smelling and anything, but he was fine. My parents, on the other hand, my brother and my aunt, they literally almost died. November was a very stressful month for me and all my relatives. So the virus, I cannot imagine how many people is suffering from this, because a lot of people die constantly. From the church of my parents, where two people died from the virus already. And so it's people that I knew the last time I was in Honduras. I saw them. I didn't know I was seeing them for the last time. And so that only multiplies. The country has 9 million people. So it's not that much like US, but it's 9 million. It's a lot of families that have been impacted one way or another. So it's we hope this vaccine comes faster and we all can get it. And because it's really.
I really hope so too, Marita. I'm so sorry that your family had to go through so much trouble. And here in US, we don't even know the situation with hurricanes and how much people really go through in different countries, and makes us realize that we don't have a lot to complain about, right? Here, we are one of the fortunate ones, and have a lot to be grateful for, even in this difficult times, even in this pandemic that affected, of course, all the countries and all the families. I'm so glad your family is okay now. They doing better, right? We will keep thinking of them. You were mentioning vaccine. Is Honduras developing vaccine themselves, or they waiting for the vaccine by Moderna and Pfizer to come to Honduras?
Yeah, I don't think they work on developing any vaccines. They're relying mainly on the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines and whatever else is there. Mm-hmm. So hopefully we can get a hand on that very soon. But
yeah, I think by summer a lot of us will be able to get the vaccine. I hope.
I hope so. I hope so too.
Marito, well, on the brighter note, let's get back a little bit to your journey and you coming to US. Can you tell me the first thing that really shocked you about America? I like thinking back on my experience, and I like asking people about that. What was the first thing that shocked you, so unexpected, about America or Americans?
Well, I would say because of the region where I went to Georgia. And so I came to learn English. And oh my God, it was the challenge of my life to try to understand the accent. My goal, every now and then, I was cooking for myself, but I was horrible. So I would do like ramen and like spaghetti, like things to boil on me. But then, I was learning a little bit, and then I was like, today I'm going to treat myself and I'm going to go get a Subway. My goal, I never went there and got what I wanted at the end of the other side, because they were like asking me these big questions and I didn't know the names of things, and I was just pointing and I would just grab the wrong thing, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm getting that now. And my goal was the day I leave Subway, getting what I really wanted is the day I know I learned English.
When did that happen? How long did it take?
It took like a month, like a semester, like 4 months, 5 months, something like that. So that was really like, whoa, that's not the English I was used to in the tour with the orchestras. So that's, it was a minor thing, very silly thing, but I have accent myself,
Of course.
But it was really hard to understand what they were saying sometimes.
Oh, I know what you mean. For me, I had a friend, African-American friend, He was from Georgia, and I could not understand his 50% of what he was saying. So for me, it was like, when I can understand my friend fully, that would be the day for me. So when I got it, I think it was like 6 months for me. When one day, all of a sudden, I knew exactly what he was saying 100% of the time, I was like, oh my gosh, I am an American now. I can speak English, and understand accents. And
I can speak.
and I also have a friend from Spain. He's much older, and he has the strongest accent of anyone I know, and it was hard for me to understand him too. And the day when I was understanding him was a big victory for me too. So I know how you feel exactly. Well, can you give us an advice how to learn English quick?
Ooh, how to learn English quick. Become a musician and go to rehearsals with conductors that don't speak a word of your language. That's how it worked for me, at least.
Talk to natives then. Talk to natives.
Yeah, the conductor would be like saying commands, and then we're like, oh, blah, 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 piano, pianissimo. And I was like, oh, I guess he meant pianissimo. And then he would say it again, and I'll be like, oh, I think he's meaning play less. Okay. So, doing those kind of connections, that's how it helped me. And then maybe listening to music, can help. I cannot sing, and I know it works for many people. But really, for me, it was the exposure to English whenever I didn't expect it. That forced me to really be good at it. And in my ear. When I was in the English program, I was the best at my listening, but I was the worst at my grammar. Like, out of the whole class. Like, I think I got C. I barely passed the grammar section. But the listening, speaking, and all that, like A's, like 99, 100. So maybe helps that I'm a musician and I can pick up things faster. But just try to, I don't know, everyone is different. So just try to do whatever you're interested in, and then try to learn about that subject in English. And I guarantee you're going to have a little more success than you expect.
Marito, it's 2021. What are your New Year resolutions? And do you have a tradition like that in Honduras to set resolutions for yourself every New Year? Or it's something very American?
No, I think everybody does it, even subconsciously. Like,
don't do it in Russia.
All just want to hear. You done it in Russia?
No, we don't.
Okay, I guess Honduras is more influenced a little bit, even without not realizing it. But I set little goals for me. I want to practice more. I want to get a job, a stable job nowadays. We'll see what happens. Work out more. Try to just be a better person in general. Like, read more books. Listening to versions of things I never heard before. It could be a Mahler symphony. It could be a string quartet, Beethoven string quartet. It could be anything, or just expose myself to new music, because I'm a little bit, I don't do very well with new music for some reason. It's not that I hate it. It's just it doesn't speak to my soul. The way Beethoven speaks. Beethoven is my all-time favorite composer, and I can just listen to him like all day long. And so I tried. One of my sorry.
What's your favorite piece by Beethoven?
Oh, so many of them. It's like the food from Honduras. I'm gonna say something that is gonna be crazy. People's gonna laugh, but this is one of the things. I always thought of myself like a dreamer, in the sense that I dream. When I go to sleep, I dive in and I dream, and I can fly, and I can see crazy dreams. One of the craziest thing, and at the same time most beautiful things that I ever dreamed, was that somehow I was in one of the moons of Jupiter, and I could see Jupiter right in front, huge. And this planet had people like us, but they were different here. And so I was like, I need to talk to your elderly, I say to somebody. And somebody pointed to a house that was like a dome. Every house was like a dome. And I entered there. And then he asked me, what do you wish to know? And I only had one question. Out of anything, I only had one question. I was like, please tell me what is the greatest piece of classical music ever written in the entire universe. And he just like closes his eyes, look down, and says Beethoven Violin Concerto. And in that moment, in my dream, I was like, everything makes sense now. It's like
all the questions are answered.
And I woke up and I listened to the Beethoven Violin Concerto ever since like crazy. I love it. I'm in completely in love. And I love chamber music. Like my expertise is mainly in chamber music. Mm-hmm. And I love his string quartets. Opus 131 is my favorite. I love Opus 132. Lately, I've been into 135. I love the middle edge quartet, the harp quartet, one of my favorites. The Razumovskis, the Opus 18s are wonderful too. I love the symphony and everything, but the Violin Concerto really has a special place in my heart. Maybe because of that dream, maybe it's, I don't know, but it really is one of my favorite pieces. Yeah.
What a great ability, Marito, to be able to dream. I am fascinated by the realm of dreams and reality and how they correlate, and where is it better to be actually? Is it better to be in the real world, or is it better to be in the world of dreams, and how real the world of dreams is, right? So I think it's such a fantastic and very lucky quality that you have to be able to dream. Marito, before I let you go, tell me what's your favorite book?
The books I've been exposed to, I liked very much. And some of the ones that I like have been written about somebody. I saw one of the books that I read that I really enjoyed reading was the Conversation with William Primrose by Dalton.
William Say it Primrose again. Is, Conversation with
William Primrose.
Primrose. Mm-hmm.
William Primrose was the first virtuoso of the viola, like the first like really, really famous violist. And I read that in a time where I was fascinated with technique and how to improve, get better at my instrument, and not only my instrument, but in general, musically. So it really impacted me. I enjoyed it very much. Another personality that I really am fascinated with is Jascha Heifetz. So I read the book Heifetz as I Knew Him. I forgot the name of the author right now. So these books I read a few years back. So Jascha Heifetz was just, this legend, living legend when he was alive, and nowadays, of course. So I because sometimes I feel myself, I don't fit in with many of the, what you would call normal personalities sometimes. So I can be a little bit of everything. And so reading about people like them really, makes me put things in perspective. I have lately been enjoying watching the stars and getting to know more about the universe. So I bought a book called Astrophysics for People in a Hurry by Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's fascinating if you are into, knowing what happened to the universe at the Big Bang. And after that, it's really an amazing book to read. It's very short, so you will finish it really fast. But it's a great book, so I really recommend it.
Mario, thank you so much for this conversation. You're really inspiring us to dream. You're inspiring us to live the dream life that you can picture for yourself. And if it's moving to another country, you can certainly do so and be very successful and happy in that journey. You're inspiring us to learn, to read more, to listen to more music, and just a fascinating journey that you're in. I wish you all the best, and thank you so much for talking to us about your country. I can't wait to go to Honduras now and try Tres Leches.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for having me. It's really been a pleasure for me too.
Bye everyone. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you again very soon. Happy New Year. Bye.